Hello, folks. Well, I thought I'd better issue a challenge to Jacqui Smith for the Home Secretary. I thought there was some Operation Iraqi Freedom, what was where we sent our troops over to Iraq. Allegedly, one of the reasons, apart from WMDs, which mysteriously I ain't found yet, even though they've been looking for a while, haven't they? I haven't found them still. Anyway, I won't get off on that one. Anyway, allegedly, one of the reasons we went there is because Saddam was a nasty man. He was a naughty man, and he wouldn't let people have freedom of speech. And I thought, hold on a minute. I think somebody's deciding who we can and cannot listen to by restricting who can come here and speak. No, I mean, I'm no fan of Michael Savage, but excuse me, I think it's a bit rich, isn't it, when we're sending our troops allegedly to Iraq to provide them with freedom so that they can say what they want to say, allegedly. And then the same people what allegedly are trying to free Iraq are telling us who we can and cannot have in this country to listen to. Excuse me? I mean, there's some people what takes poppies, puts them in a reef and lays them as a tribute to all them people what fought to keep tyranny out of Europe and make it so that we could have freedom of speech. Now, that don't mean to say that we all agree with what everyone else says, and we might find what some people say very obnoxious, and what some other people say might make some other people obstropolous. But that's not. If some people can't behave themselves when they hear somebody that says something what is contrary to what they like to hear, well, that's another problem, innit? That's something different, innit? If you're an adult and you're grown up, then you expect that somebody else is going to say something else at some stage what you find a bit disagreeable. But if you're an adult and you've got enough self-control and discipline, you'll say, well, I don't agree with that, but I ain't going to go and riot. I ain't going to go and get all uppity about it. I'll exercise my freedom of speech, and I will stand up and I will contest what that person has just said. That's the whole point of freedom of speech. The fact that if somebody wants to come here and they say something and I don't agree with it, I can go and I can say I don't agree with that, and I can put my ideas and whatever what might be contrary to whatever somebody else says. That's the whole point of being in a free country. No? And it's just so I thought, well, alright, Jacqui Smith, I challenge you to a video debate. We'll have a debate, and you and me, and argue about who should or shouldn't be allowed to speak. Because the next thing it'll be, you're talking about man-made climate change, or global warming as it used to be. You might be a bit disagreeable on that. Oh, you can't be disagreeable on that. You've got to go along with what the rest say. And then where does it end? If somebody else don't have the freedom to express their opinions, then somebody might say, well, who decides who is allowed to speak and says what they can say, and who decides what they can't say? Where do you end? As soon as you start saying one person can't say something, and then that person could say, well, somebody else can't say, where does it end? Eventually you'll end up with nobody around there to say anything, and it'll all be valid pretexts. Oh, they can't say that because that would incite them to be obstropolous, oh, and them can't say that because that would incite somebody else to be cantankerous. Where does it end? It's just, I find it very, as I say, very hypocritical. Some of these politicians who will make a big thing about, no, we'll put a wreath, lay a wreath on in memory of all them people what fought for the freedom, and then they go and take away our freedom, and then they decide, oh, well, we're going to decide who you can and can't listen to. Excuse me? Hello? Who works for who here? Allegedly, the government works for us, the people. Allegedly. I know, it's a bit of a joke really, isn't it? I mean, we all know who the government really work for. Those of us, well, all those of us that are into all this dissent stuff. Oh dear, dodgy people, actually we are. I bet we're all on the list, hey? I thought about Jacqui Smith, and I thought about our friend Dr. Joseph Goebbels, and he said that something towards the effect that the government should use all its, or the state should use all its powers to stop dissent. And people might say, well, you can't compare Jacqui Smith with that nice Mr. Goebbels. I said, well, he had to start somewhere, didn't he? How did he get his foot in the door? Oh, but if you look, there's a lot of history repeats itself, and they got a tippy toe. They got to nudge a little bit in here and a little bit in there, and before you know where it is. And I thought it's like one of them prize things, you know, where they send them through the door, don't they? They put, you have won a prize. In order to collect your prize, all you need to do is this, this and this. I thought, well, perhaps we'd have the Dr. Joseph Goebbels Propaganda Ministry Award for excellence at repressing dissent. Perhaps we to collect your prize, just repress anyone who happens to might say something disagreeable about the New World Order. Yeah, and I thought, well, why would they be against him coming here anyway? I thought, well, is it A, because he might cause some other group to be a bit disagreeable, or is it because if he comes here and one lot gets all uppity and starts protesting about it or whatever they might do about it, that would show people and that would stimulate people to get off their rear ends, and if they realise that they can get off their rear ends about one thing, that maybe that what the government's worried about, usually they want a bit of a crisis, they want a bit of dissent so that they can have a bit of but maybe at the moment, if we got a bit dissentable, then a lot of people might realise that they've got power that they didn't realise they had, and then the government will be going, oh crikey, and the puppet masters will be going, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, because the people will realise that there's a lot more of us than there is of them, and if we decide to exercise our power, they're gonna have to increase their carbon footprint, find a nice hairy plane, and skedaddle off to some banana republic, assuming there's not one that's got extradition treaty with Britain. Anyway, it'd probably be China, wouldn't it? They'd probably go off to China. They'd like it out there, wouldn't they? They'd get on well, wouldn't they? Oh, yeah, because, I think the Chinese have got the internet under a bit of a... it's a bit under that, isn't it? Hey. Anyway, it's a challenge to Jacqui Smith. And I'm going to write her a nice little letter. Polite one. Just saying, would she like to explain? Thank you very much. Okay. I don't suppose I'll get any more response than I had from the Al Gore challenge, but, well, we can try, can't we? At least on your conscience, you've done something. Might not have done much, but anyway, but it'll probably get me on the list and all, won't it? I'll do another video on lists. Okay, cheers for now.